Welcome to Nara 3, the oldest jungle in the sector. The trees here are skyscrapers of hardwood that block out 99% of the sunlight, creating a perpetual, suffocating twilight near the forest floor. It's a quiet world. Too quiet. Because on Nara 3, the apex predator doesn't need to roar to scare you. It doesn't even need to be seen. In fact, not being seen is its entire biological identity. We call it the Panthera phasma, the ghost cat. It's a six-limbed feline nightmare the size of a light assault vehicle, possessing the most advanced active camouflage ever documented. It doesn't just blend in, its skin bends light, radar, thermal and LiDAR around its body flawlessly. You can be looking right at one from 5 feet away, and your brain will just register empty space. Your multispectrum visor will show a clear path. Your motion tracker will flatline right up until the moment its jaws, which unhinge like a snake's and are lined with obsidian teeth, clamp down on your skull. It is the perfect ambush killer. The Federation Marines lost 3 entire platoons trying to hunt it with standard tech. They marched in with thermal scopes and advanced AIs, and the ghost cats just watched them, let them pass and then took them apart one by one from the rear guard. You can't fight what you can't target. That's why they called us the 7th Tracker Unit. The Dust Devils. We are hunters who realize that when high-tech fails, you have to get medieval. We don't try to see the cat. We make the cat reveal itself. Our weapon isn't a laser, it's dust. Highly adhesive, chemically inert, UV-reactive fluorescent particulate. We coat the battlefield in it. If the jungle is still, the dust lies flat. But if a 600-pound invisible monster moves through it, it disturbs the particles. It creates a negative space, a hole in the air made of swirling, glowing dust. We hunt the void where the monster should be. I am Captain Rourke, lead tracker. And tonight, we are entering the silent sector, the last known position of the lost Marine platoons. We aren't here for rescue. We're here for extermination. We dropped into the canopy clearing at dusk, the air already thick and humid. We didn't bother with stealth. The cat already knew we were there. My squad, Kale on point, Hess with the heavy repeater, and Jax on the dust thrower, formed a tight diamond. Lights up. UV spectrum only, I ordered, flipping down my customized visor. The world shifted from shadowy greens to a stark, alien landscape of deep purples and blacks. Jax, paint the town, I commanded. Jax stepped forward with the dust thrower, a modified industrial blower strapped to his back. With a whoosh, a thick cloud of fine glittering particulate erupted from the nozzle, coating everything in a 50-meter radius. The leaves, the mud, our own armor, everything became covered in a fine layer of dormant purple dust. We waited. The silence of Nara 3 was heavy. My heart beat against my ribs, a slow rhythmic thud in my ears. We scanned the purple haze looking for an anomaly. A twitch. A swirl that didn't match the wind. Movement. 3 o'clock high. In the canopy, Kale whispered over the comms, his rifle tracking a thick branch 50 feet up. I looked. To the naked eye there was nothing but darkness. But under the UV light, I saw it. A faint, shimmering cascade of purple dust falling from a branch that wasn't moving in the wind. Something heavy had just shifted its weight up there. It's stalking us. Hess, put a burst into that branch. Flush it out, I ordered. Hess raised his heavy kinetic repeater. Thud 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 thud. The high-caliber slugs tore into the hardwood branch, sending splinters and dust raining down. The reaction was instant. The ghost cat didn't roar, it hissed, a sound like escaping high-pressure steam. And then it moved. It was terrifying. A massive, sleek section of the air suddenly detached itself from the canopy and free fell toward us. As it fell, it passed through the cloud of suspended dust, and for a second we saw it, a swirling, ghostly outline of a predator, defined only by the glowing particles clinging to its unseen hide. Contact front. It's on us. I yelled. The cat hit the ground with earth-shaking force, kicking up a massive plume of glowing dust. It was a blur of motion. It swatted Kale aside before he could bring his rifle to bear. Kale flew 10 feet, hitting a tree trunk hard, his armor cracking. The beast was invisible again, save for a faint, swirling trail of purple haze where its tail lashed out. Fire on the dust. Shoot the hole in the air. I roared, shouldering my own kinetic rifle. We opened up. Hess's repeater churned the air, sending a stream of lead into the swirling dust cloud. I fired controlled bursts at where I thought the center of mass was. We weren't aiming at a target, we were aiming at a disturbance. The cat was fast. Incredibly fast. It moved in zigzag patterns, a phantom splashing through a purple ocean. It lunged at Jax, trying to take out the source of the dust. Jax dropped the blower and rolled, drawing his sidearm. The cat's massive jaws snapped shut where his head had been a second before, the movement creating a violent vortex of glowing particles. "It's too fast. We need more coverage," Hash shouted, his repeater clicking dry. "Jax, the grenades. Flood the zone," I ordered. Jax pulled 3 dust nades from his bandolier and threw them in a wide arc. Pop pop pop. The grenades exploded in mid-air, releasing massive, dense clouds of the UV-reactive particulate. The clearing became a thick fog of glowing purple. Now the ghost cat couldn't hide. It was breathtaking and horrifying. The beast was fully outlined now, coated head to tail in the adhesive dust. It was huge, muscular, with 6 powerful legs ending in wickedly curved claws. Its eyes, which should have been invisible, were glowing orbs where the dust had stuck to the moisture of its lenses. It stood there, a glowing demon in the purple fog, looking directly at me. It realized its mistake. The invisibility was gone. It was just a mortal animal now. It crouched, preparing to pounce, to break the encirclement with brute force. Reload. "Kale, you up?" I shouted, keeping my rifle trained on the glowing monster. "I'm up, Cap. Ribs are broken but I can shoot," Kale grunted, pulling himself to his feet. "On my mark. Concentrated fire. Take its legs out," I commanded. The cat hissed again, its glowing dust-covered muscles tensing. "Mark." 3 kinetic rifles opened fire simultaneously. The noise was deafening in the confined jungle space. The high-impact slugs hammered into the glowing shape. We saw the dust puff out where the rounds impacted the unseen hide beneath. The cat roared, a sound that finally broke its silence, a guttural, primal scream of pain. It tried to charge, but a slug from Hess's repeater shattered its front right knee joint. The massive beast stumbled, crashing into the mud, kicking up more glowing dust in a chaotic frenzy. It thrashed wildly, a wounded god of the jungle brought low by dirt. It tried to activate its camouflage again, but the dust was stuck fast. It just flickered, a broken chameleon. I walked forward, my rifle raised. The cat looked up at me with those glowing, dust-covered eyes. It was defiant to the end. I put 2 rounds into its skull. The glowing form convulsed once and then went still. The jungle went silent again. We stood there, breathing hard, surrounded by the settling purple fog. The outline of the dead beast remained, a glowing statue on the forest floor. "Check fire," I said, my voice rough. "Kale, sit down before you fall down." Jax checked the perimeter. "Where there's one, there's usually a mate." We were battered, bruised, and bleeding, but we were alive. We had walked into the hunting ground of the ultimate predator and turned its greatest strength into its fatal weakness. As we waited for the extraction dropship, I looked down at the glowing carcass of the ghost cat. Slowly, as the oil from its skin began to break down the adhesive in the dust, the outline began to fade. The purple particles sloughed off, and the beast started to disappear again, returning to the nothingness from which it came even in death. Humanity had proven the ultimate truth of the green hell. There is no such thing as an invincible monster. There are only puzzles we haven't solved yet. The ghost cat evolved for 1,000,000 years to never be seen. It took us 3 days to figure out that to kill a ghost, all you have to do is throw some dirt on it to make it real. We are the Dust Devils. And on Nara 3 we decide what gets to stay invisible. This has been Apex Sci-Fi. If it bleeds, we can kill it. If we can't see it bleed, we'll find a way that if you enjoyed this high-stakes hunt for an invisible killer, smash that like button and turn on your UV lights. Comment below. What's your strategy for fighting something you can't see? Subscribe for the next story. The dust settles. The ghost is dead. The hunt is over.